Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. We're starting on this splash screen. Honestly, I kind of like the looks of this. Now, this came yesterday when we had, or well, maybe it's 2 days ago now by the time I throw this video out, when Loki, I'm just going to call him Kid, that guy. You guys, okay, so you guys know that I have a dog with the same name, so if I use code words, it's because they react quite easily to the name, and so I don't want to do that when they're literally just a few feet from me, so there we are. But anyways, yeah, a really nice little splash screen. But today we're here to talk about what I think might be coming back a little bit, is shell alliances in Alliance War. I've encountered this a handful of times, more like 3 times in the last month, which is above average for me. Like, if this was just a normal thing, it wouldn't be taking this long. Sorry, I wouldn't be seeing it that frequently. And so I want to kind of show that off in my own Alliance War. And then I want to talk about event characters. I want to talk about that maybe characters are getting a little bit easier to unlock. And I want to go back and take a look at some of the old, and I probably did this in a previous video, but specifically I kind of want to hone in on characters that were unlocked via Blitz. Because we all know that that's some of the worst low-quality screen times, and I want to kind of take a look over the last 6 months and how things have improved right now, but also as far as shard availability goes. So I know that characters are not being farmable as easily as other characters, that we're still waiting a long time for characters to be farmable, but in terms of how you're getting shards over, the next month or two on these characters, I think that's actually changed a lot. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. And because I can't flip my screen fast enough as I'm literally doing my video live for everyone, this is my Alliance War background. So yay for me, I get a free win. And what's interesting though is that the trophy difference is huge. Sorry, I'm a little bit itchy today. The trophy difference is huge. Like almost 100 trophies, and they're in Platinum 2, and I'm still in Platinum 3. I'm staying in just barely because, I don't really care that much about Alliance War. But nonetheless, so against this alliance called Minerva, except for there's nobody in it. Although there was, literally at the start of the Alliance War match, there was some people in here because they seemed to get 1,010 points, and they got that before any of us took it. How does that happen, by the way? Is that the new thing? Is that if you're the first person or the first team to do an attack, do you get 10 points? I don't know where that 10 points came from. Anyways, that means that there were some people on this alliance, and then they switched mid-war, which is a little bit confusing to me. But yeah, so they did an attack here, and then they did win one. They did a failed attack, someone named Guerrero, and there was an attack here by someone named Andrew Wet 84 with an Undying team, and that's where that 1,010 points came from. I guess that's the thing. I don't pay too much close attention to war, so I don't know how they get the 1010. Anyways, none of this really matters because, well, now you guys saw my alliance. Maybe I need to change my war defense rooms. This is why I don't cover Alliance War that much, because I'm stupid and my alliance tells me not to show off my war defense rooms, but maybe it doesn't really matter that much anymore. The point of this is, though, is that there's none of them. No, they are flipping around during the... Okay, so when I checked this morning, there was nobody in there. There was 0 people in here, but now there's 4. So I don't know what's going on here. I did check, and there was 0 people at the time, and now it seems that there's 4 people. 2 of the people who didn't attack, but yeah, I don't know. This is my 3rd time that I've seen this. And 3rd time in a month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's like 25% of my war matches that I've seen empty alliances or pretty much. Now you would say that maybe this is alliances that have crumbled, but I think it's not outside the realm of possibility. But then the question would be why? Why would you want to? Why? Because shelling used to be a thing in the past. So if you guys don't know what shelling is, and I should have explained this earlier on. Shelling is basically going 0-6 in a war season, or moving your alliance in and out of different alliances so that you can go another season by winning 6 straight matches. If you cave, if you let your alliance lose, 6 matches in a row, that means that the next season that you're probably going to get matched up, and you're intentionally losing, that you're going to get matched up with people that are really, really easy, because, that's just they try to push you towards a 50% win ratio. Now, what they can do is also that people can jump into a different alliance, for example, maybe like a Gold 1 alliance, even though they're like 30 million TCP, and then they can do 6 straight wins if they care enough about that, and then they'll rank quite highly, almost towards the top of the war season. Now, what's changed in the last few weeks? Well, or I don't know, maybe a month. I don't know how long it's been now anyways, when they started to include the gold. So this is pretty new. Now, there's a lot in here. Now, I think that my alliance ranks in the 4 to 10%. So we're looking at about 5.8 million. You're getting a little bit less. It goes all the way down to 4 million. The difference between the bottom and the top is 10 million. Now, you're probably not going to get this. I'd imagine the most obtainable is probably 11 to 50. Is it worth doing all of this work, moving your alliance around, and, to try and shell and get a 6 out of 6 win season for 7.4 million gold? I don't know, because I've never done this kind of thing, and if there's anyone out there who've been in alliances or clusters that do this, let me know. Is this still a thing? Is this real? I don't know, but it just seems a bit weird that I've kind of ran into about 3 of these sort of empty alliance shell. And like I said earlier on, when the war started, there was nobody in there at the time, and then the people have been shuffling in and out. It seems I haven't been keeping track of it, but that's just what I'm seeing and observing so far. It seems like a waste of time to do that, but people did that in the past. I think when like T4s were way more important, when there was reasons, the leaderboards and things, there were much more reasons for the ranking payout. I don't know, everyone. I could be crazy. Maybe this was just a waste of 6 minutes that I've been talking about this, and that's why it's only half of the video. So let me know in the comments down below about Alliance War and leaderboards and scoring, and whether or not you've encountered anything like this, or if you've been ever a part of something like this. I'd be interested to know. The second part of the video, I want to talk about character releases, but I want to talk about specifically Blitz, because as I'm recording this, we're nearing the end of Thor's intergalactic merge booth, which was his primary unlock method. Now, I should be able to get these 20 shards in here, and I've done I've done about 3 to 4 rotations a day, which is what I needed to do to clear this, and that's average. It's not that bad. It's not super hardcore, and I'm going to end up with about 52 out of 80 towards the 4-star. Now, it's not a 4-star. I can't remember. I may have pulled 1 or 2 orbs. I don't remember. But for the most part, I didn't. And I got a very low amount of shards outside of the event. But what this means, and I'm not in any rush to upgrade Thor or any of the Nowhere team right now, but, we're going to get more shards for them. Already, as we speak, we're looking at, not the Strike Pass, but although probably after that, the RTA Pass has shards for Star-Lord Annihilation. And literally, his event was just around the corner ago. And I don't know where the hell the rest of his shards are. I don't even know what level it is down here at 70. So I don't know how many shards you get actually from now, because they changed the system because it's every 2 weeks. I think you're only getting like 30 or 40 shards, but nonetheless, they're giving you ways to get additional shards for these characters that literally just happened. So most likely there's going to be a Strike Pass, or there's going to be another RTA in 2 weeks that's going to have Thor Infinity War that'll give you more shards. And as we're seeing with this upcoming event, that's going to be starting today, because that's when you're watching this video, is going to be the People Not a Place. I already covered this, by the way, in case you need the math on that, be sure to check that out. But we're getting 50 Korg shards at 50 Cosmos shards. So there's a lot of additional shards for these characters up for grabs. Now, I know none of these characters were Blitz characters, but the reason why I'm talking about this is whether or not we need to take Blitz as seriously as we thought originally. So what I mean by that is that maybe you don't need to go this high in the event if you don't want to, right? And most of us hate Blitz. We hate Blitz rotations with a passion. What was nice about this event is that the event item was a fair bit down here, like you didn't need to get all the way through. You didn't need to get all these additional shards, these 40 shards. And while I may or may not have unlocked Thor, the fact that we knew that there were other available means to get these character shards down the line not too long after means that, I know this is going to sound crazy, people are going to tell me I'm crazy, that maybe you don't need to unlock the character, especially if they're a 100 shard Blitz unlock character. Blitz event character is what I meant to say. Because there's going to be additional means to get shards that are much easier for less effort down the road. Okay? So if it's not a super crucial character that, you know, you just can't live without, like, honestly, I don't even have the resources to build Thor right now, so I'm probably not even going to be able to get to him maybe in a month, you know, if I'm lucky. Which means that it doesn't matter when I unlock him. The extra shards and the extra star rank would be nice, but for those of us who hate blitzing, I might just stop doing it. Why? Because I know that those shards are going to be coming for future characters, for these characters and for future Blitz release characters, if you're a little bit patient. It's different from before, because like even a year ago, 2 years ago, there wasn't any, it wasn't guaranteed that that was going to happen. That you were going to get additional shards after the event went away. But now it seems that's the way that they're changing how things run, which I'm not too mad about. And to showcase this, I kind of want to look at some of the previous teams that have come out recently and kind of show you where you, because I don't spend. So I kind of want to show you like where I've been at. Now we'll go back a little bit to, they were month-long, so Firestar was a May month-long, Gwenpool was a milestone event, but, you know, I'm kind of curious, you know, where is my Gwenpool sitting at right now? Now, I haven't put a lot of work into them. I don't remember where my Gwenpool is almost 4-star, so I don't remember how well I did in that event. But, you know, I've been putting pretty average amounts of work into my events these days. Like, normally I will go as far as the event item, maybe a little bit after, and that's, like, about it. And especially when it comes to Blitz events, like, I've just been super burnt out about it. I'm sure that you all can sympathize that blitzing sucks big time. Literal big time. And that's me saying, you know, trying to be family friendly a little bit here because I just don't enjoy it. Now, I know that Gwenpool was not a Blitz release character, but we'll talk about ones who was. So Iron Fist World War II, for example, who was from the last patch, or 7.0 rather, before that. And I know for a fact that he was. Now, I did pull a couple of his orbs, I think, for a previous event that happened. So the shards that I'm going to have is a little bit more than maybe some people will have. But I didn't spend any money, and I didn't spend a great deal amount of cores, and I'm already at 167 out of 200. Now, a caveat is I did buy 2 lumps in the current store right now because he is available in there. But I did have him at 5-star not too long, maybe like 2 months after. When did he come out? He came out in April. So by like the early June, I had him at 5-star. And so that's pretty crazy. Like, because all of my invaders, in fact, I did spend some orbs on Bucky Barnes, so we'll give you that. But Union Jack and Captain America, I did not. I didn't spend anything on them, and I still have this. So my invaders, which how long ago have they been? March, April. So yeah, it's only been 3 months and a bit, and they're already at 5-star. You know, and even if I didn't pull on some of these, maybe they'd be high 4-star, for example. But my Iron Fist is looking really healthy, and he was a Blitz character. I didn't go that hard on these events. Now, one thing before that. What did we get before that was probably, yeah, Kang. I knew Kang was hanging in there. Now, Kang was a character that I did do an insane amount of blitzing for. I think I also pulled some 675 Corbs for him. And he's at 88 or 200. Now, he's being a bit more... I think they're being a bit more selective about offering Kang shards to us than other characters. But going forward, though, I think that for a lot of the existing characters that, you know, we're actually doing not too bad as far as shard accumulations post-event. For example, Cosmo had a really shitty 7-day event campaign that I really didn't like because they changed that from 15 days to 7 days. And they tried to gaslight us by telling us that we were going to get more for less time. Didn't happen. I don't know what the hell they were talking about. But anyways... That aside, you know, we are getting these additional 50 shards in this upcoming event, and that's going to bring me about halfway to a 5-star. So that's what I mean, is that while they might be screwing us a little bit in the character release event, if you're patient, you probably aren't going to be waiting too long either to unlock the character if they're a 100 shard character, or that to get additional shards for them to get them up to 4+ star is not going to be that hard to do, because for most of us, you know, we don't have a million, you know, I say this with like 17 million gold, but I'm not sitting around with a mountain of easy accessible gold that I can just blow into everyone, right? So I do have to be patient, and I do have to be specific about which characters I upgrade. And so after I wait that amount of time, which is shorter than it was in the past, that I will actually end up getting the shards for these characters when I need it. Korg's going to get to 4-star, so that's going to be good too. And I barely put in any work. The reason why I'm talking about all this is because when the next Blitz event comes around for a character unlock, I think we really need to think about two things. One, is the character really important to the meta? Thor, in my opinion, is not as important to the meta as someone like Kang was. And while Iron Fist is important for the Invaders team for raids, were you the person that kind of had the resources available to max them out right away? And if the answer is no, then you're someone who probably could take it a little bit easier on Blitz because you'll know that you'll get those shards for those characters later on in the not so distant, like literally like within a month, probably you'll get the additional shards that you need for that character. And so that's kind of made me think about the way that I'm going to be playing the game. Going forward, I'm going to be doing less blitzing because it just, honestly, it's not fun. And it's the epitome of low quality time in Marvel Strike Force. But I think by not doing it as well will make me appreciate other things better. And it'll give me more time to do other things that I do want to do. Maybe other game modes that I want to play on manual. You know, for example, I don't do a lot of things on manual anymore. That's because things like Blitz has kind of burnt me out of wanting to engage in these things because I don't want to put, you know, so much time into this game. But, you know, hey, maybe this is just the ravings of a lunatic. The main point of it is just that, you know, I want to see less blitzing, but maybe we don't need to. You know, maybe we don't need to do it as hardcore as they want us to do it. Because we're still going to get... I'm going to say this, and then they're going to start screwing us later because they've been watching my video. But, yeah, maybe you don't need to do those 4 rotations a day. Maybe those 2 or 3 rotations a day is sufficient. Yeah, you might get a little bit less shards, but you'll get them back later on. Because just after the event, you know, you're going to see a thing like Star-Lord Annihilation in the RTA pass, and that's going to give you an additional 30 or 40 shards that you could have got, I guess, from doing hardcore blitzing for a blitz character, and maybe you wouldn't need to. So who knows? We'll see. Yeah, that's just the end of this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I'm just trying to find a way to kind of balance my activity in the game and to not burn out and to not go crazy. And I know that blitzing and blitz related events for characters are some of the worst events that happen in this game. Every single time one comes by, we all hate it. It goes up on Reddit, it goes up in everywhere, and we talk about how bad it is. So this is just my way of kind of coping and noticing the trend of what's going on with the characters. So that's the end, everyone. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.